there is no single person who has an overall higher authority that people willingly yield to. Typically, submission is not enthusiastically consented to. Submission happens in some form of coercion, some form of force, some form of oppression. That's the reason why people don't like the term submission. And I find it strange that especially Black people are so obsessed with this whole submit ideology, because oftentimes when you guys really explain submission, truly it sounds like cooperation.
A lot of women have ideas and a lot of women have dreams, and I get it. And I think as a man, it's a part of what you're supposed to do is help them mine that out, right? Just because you have an idea that I want to get a job doesn't mean that, like, oh, this is the best thing, right? The same way Gabrielle Union, when she got into her relationship, Dwayne Wade paid all the bills. Halfway through it, she said, no, I need to pay my own bills. I need 50% of this because that's the best decision. And then years later, she's crying like, oh, that was the wrong decision. I don't want to pay my own bills. I don't want to pay my 50%, right? Because it's like, yo, you thought that you had the solution to what you wanted, right? And I think that's the wisdom part, right? I know, at least for me, like I work through all of that with my woman all the time. We work through those type of things and we talk about it. So, and I understand how ambitious she is. So we looking into things right now. And she's privileged to. I'm the type of person, like I operate like on a whim when it comes to business ideas, right? If we can come up with how we can add value to any business or any field, then we can just do it like that, right? So like that's the good part about, her being with me, is that we can do that. Whenever we got an idea, we move on it as long as it's a good idea. So I do agree that women need an outlet because they're human. We can't, like what Becky said, we can't be stagnant. And a lot of men do maybe not get that part. They think, oh, your bills are paid, you taken care of, you good. What you got to worry about? But people in general, well, not all people, but a lot of people want more. They want to do something. They want to achieve something. Whether it's be a part of a nonprofit like Barrett all said, that could be something that she want to do. I know my girl want to do that because her brother's special needs. So that's one of the things that she wants to do in life is, have a nonprofit where she can help people like that. So, yeah.
Can I just add something to what you said though? Because the Gabrielle Union thing.
We had time out. We had a hand up in the back of her quite so I'm gonna let her go. We're still gonna let you go, but Lakeisha was ready.
Did I say something wrong? Did I get it wrong?
I did have my hand raised.
Pretty first. Yes, Pretty was first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Pretty. I didn't see this. It's too far up in the chat for me. My bad.
Okay. So I do think that the idea of I'm so sorry. Somebody said somebody's eating the microphone. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so when it comes to the idea of the Gabrielle Union conversation about not paying and sovereignty, right? So if someone decides to submit, the definition of submission is yielding to a higher authority. So there is no single person who has an overall higher authority that people willingly yield to. Typically, submission is not enthusiastically consented to. Submission happens in some form of coercion, some form of force, some form of oppression. That's the reason why people don't like the term submission. And I find it strange that especially Black people are so obsessed with this whole submit ideology, because oftentimes when you guys really explain submission, truly it sounds like cooperation. Like every single time I've asked a man to break down what they mean by submission, it sounds like cooperation. Every single thing, going forward to a shared goal, that is cooperation. Submission would imply that quite literally, if she does not agree, she fundamentally cannot ask you why you're making a decision. She would just have to go along with it. That is the opposite of sovereignty.
You ain't asked the king yet.
Wake up, I did not interrupt you.
Sorry.
I did not interrupt you. We're not doing this.
I apologize.
Yeah. You lost that privilege. Anyways, so back to what I'm saying. When it comes to this whole idea of sovereignty and submission, I think it's really funny because you looked up the word sovereignty and then you used it wrong. Like you looked up the word submission and then you used it wrong. And someone said earlier, men go by definitions. No, y'all don't. Y'all have no idea how to use words. your reading level is on average like 5th grade. Get it together. Like, I don't understand how y'all continue to misuse words over and over and over and over again. That is not what sovereignty is. That is not what submission is. The whole ideology of, you're bringing up Gabrielle Union and whoever this guy is. These are celebrities who are out of our tax brackets. These are people who are doing half of what they're doing for show, views, likes, publicity, attention. Then you have the regular people who are on this panel who have to either run a business or go to work. We are not them, they're not us.
Okay, BK, what you got?
So in that situation, right? I think Gabrielle and Wade are a good example. She actually did 50-50 because he made a statement, I pay the bills in this D house, right? And they were in a disagreement and something like that. And she was like, oh, okay, well then I'll pay the bills in this house too, because if that's the way you want to act. So I think that was a result of a discourse, right? That should have been solved with better communication than just, well, you'll never be able to throw in my face, which was back to the original, right? What we just watched, where he said, I do all this and you don't appreciate it. And it's like, but do you appreciate what someone else is doing for you to be able to do what you're doing, right? Especially over long term. So I think I think a lot of this really comes down to communication, appreciation, and reciprocity in the ways that the other person is seeking it. And unless you are one of those people who can stay humble and really understand that, majority of people, it takes something to get something, right? And so it's like, I think that's where a majority of these issues come from, is that there's not that level of respect between one another and appreciation and love and, understanding toward one another, that it says, hey, is this the best thing for our family, right? Is you working the best thing for our family if one of our kids is underage and we're going to have to pay for daycare, right? Or, okay, all the kids are in school. What's the best thing for you to do that, you could still be there for them, or I could still be there for them, and we still maintain things and can move forward. So I think it definitely has to be a conversation, and it should be best for the family unit and not just for one person or the other. And I think that's what, we can be missing sometimes in life, is that we think about even ego, right? I know somebody who denied a promotion, a man, because he was like, my kids can't take me not being there anymore. As a man, as a father, they're at a critical time, they're teenagers. I'm trying to make sure they don't get into no dumb stuff. I can stay where I'm at for a couple of years, because them being successes and being assets later on in life and not liabilities because they done messed up, this money ain't going to cover that. My presence is. And so I just think that in totality, as in the Black community specifically, we can't just look at things from a financial standpoint. We got to look at it as, how's this going to go to family? How's this going to move us forward? And I'll end there.
All right. So we got Lakeisha, and we're going to run a clip.
Hold on for a second, True. We say we need 10 seconds. Gabrielle Union is on record for saying that she cheated on the men that she paid half the bills with. So to expect Dwayne Wade to want her to pay half the bills is, and I can't say retarded because I forgot it triggers the retarded people, but it's just, it's stupid to do. If a man who's providing everything says, hey, he's dating a girl who he knows will cheat if she's paying half, if he wants to be with her, he has to pay all the bills. So her deciding that all of a sudden she wants to pay all the bills so she can have a say, if he decided to deal with that, cool. However, she is on record saying that she cheats on men because if she's the breadwinner or she's contributing an equal amount financially, she doesn't respect him enough to be faithful. That's out of her mouth.
Lakeisha, you were about to go. Before you did go,
yo, what are y'all doing?
No, I'm about to say something to her. Before you did go, my comment is directly tied to what Willie's about to say. I just want to, so I don't know where you're going, but mine is direct. So, but you go ahead. Go ahead. All right. So I was just about to say,
don't yield again, because then you're gonna be
mad. No, I got it. I'm not going to be long.
Really trying to run a clip. We
only go on. Give me 20 seconds, Tommy. As far as the Gabrielle,
like 50.
As far as the Gabrielle joint, right? I think that a lot of men misstep when we say stuff like that. He put his foot in his mouth by saying, I pay the bill. So because in reality, whether I'm paying the bills or not, nothing's changing about authority around my house, right? So he put his foot in his mouth when he said, I pay the bills. And then she's like, well, I pay half the bills. And he had to be like, oh, damn, okay, well, I wouldn't have never did that. Me paying the bills don't got nothing to do with me being a leader. So.
All right, can Lakeisha finally go now?
I disagree.
Damn,
I disagree with what's his name?
It's my turn.
Wait. Hey, what are y'all doing?
You told me it was my turn.
This is what happens when you show favoritism to the women.
That's me.
Favoritism to the order, right? Y'all let you
no,
step
it's-
in when
it's
you
the
were saying,
women.
hey, no.
Lakeisha, you've been so patient. Go ahead.
Go.
I'm
Lakeisha,
gonna forget. I'm out of time. My comment was up there. Anyway, I had to get back. I really wanted to share about the submission part because I think that it just been misunderstood for so long. I think